Hi everyone, it's Liz. I am posting another video on here because this week we are going to be talking about emotions in rockin' relationships with friends. So I thought I would post a few small videos about a few different emotions that we experience and some that are a little harder to figure out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few scenarios to describe those emotions. And today, our first one we're going to talk about is called empathy. Some of you might be familiar with it, some of you might not. But I'm going to act out a scenario with my husband, Brock, is going to help me out. So I'm going to act it out, and then I'm going to ask a few questions for you guys to post below or email me. Okay? So we will go ahead and start here.
Hey Liz, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I kind of feel sad today, to be honest, but...
Is there anything in particular that has you down or that's happened to make you feel that way?
Yeah, I guess I can share with you, but my grandpa passed away last week, so I've just kind of felt a little lonely and just like nobody really understands what's happening, and yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear that. That's really tough.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know if you know that my grandma passed away last year.
Oh,
so
no, I didn't.
I kind of know a little bit about what you're going through and experiencing, and I just want you to know that I would love to be there for you in any way I can be, and someone to talk to if you need it for someone who's kind of experienced what you're going through.
Yeah. I didn't know that about your grandma, but that kind of gives me kind of an idea of what I could talk to or who I could talk to about it. So thank you.
Yeah. Losing someone's tough, but it's important to make sure that you are there for people who are going through hard things, and I want to help you in any way I can and be someone you can talk to and be there for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was one scenario that kind of described, thank you, Brock, that described empathy. And there's many different ways that we all can experience and show empathy to one another or experience it. But that is one scenario. The definition of empathy is it requires you to think of other people and not just yourself. It also says that empathy is defined as understanding or being aware of someone else's feelings. So, with this scenario that we just acted out, it was through a conversation, but empathy can be shown or experienced in your thoughts or your imagination. So sometimes when you're walking down the street, you might experience empathy if you see someone trip and you're like, oh, I've done that before, I feel bad for them. Or you see somebody is having a hard day or might just not look happy, and you've probably experienced that emotion as well. You can also experience empathy through actions. So helping somebody because you've been helped before and you kind of know how helpful that action could be. So it really does vary on the situation, but empathy is one of those complex emotions that's hard to understand. So to make us think a little bit more, I want you guys to either email me or comment below on the YouTube video here. And I think you can only comment if you have an account with YouTube. So either comment if you have an account or email me some answers to these questions. So I'm going to try to link a slide here to show the questions that I want you to answer. But number 1 says, how did Liz and Brock use body language to show empathy? So I want you guys to think of the whole body. For those who were there, we had a stick figure that showed us the different ways we can use our body language in a conversation. Number 2, who played the role of a listener and who played the role of a sharer in this conversation? Number 3, why did Brock not talk about his experience in detail? Why did he limit that? And then what are some potential scenarios or situations that can occur or have occurred where someone has shown empathy or can show empathy, or when someone has showed you empathy? So maybe ways that you've showed empathy or ways that people have showed it to you, or it could be a totally hypothetical scenario. So, and hypothetical, made up. All right, well, thank you. We will keep posting these and see how they go. Thanks.